What is the fastest way to lose an audience? Is it bad characters? A bad plot? Clunky dialogue? In short, yes, this will absolutely turn an audience off, but what is the fastest way? That honor goes to bad book adaptations. Now, before I get into this, it is entirely possible for there to be a successful movie adaptation. Take the Harry Potter movies, or, to a lesser degree, the Hunger Games movies, or, to an even lesser degree, the Divergent movies. Hollywood seems to have an obsession with taking beloved book series and turning them into franchises, just as Harry Potter did. But they have turned out some real stinkers. In this video essay, I'll be covering the missteps that were taken with the Percy Jackson movie adaptation. While this could easily be a 5-minute roast session of the studio or the director, that benefits nobody. And there are plenty of videos like that on YouTube already. First, Fox enlisted the help of director Chris Columbus, which might be a familiar name. This is the same guy that, coincidentally, brought us the first 2 Harry Potter movies and helped establish the Harry Potter franchise that Fox desperately wanted to copy. David Heyman, a producer for the Harry Potter franchise, described Columbus as a very conservative director in an interview with The Guardian. But during the production of the Harry Potter movies, Columbus allowed Rowling to be a part of the creative process, though, as ScreenRant.com points out, she was not the writer of the script. For whatever reason, the same consideration was not given to Rick Riordan when it was his turn. On his website, Riordan goes into detail about his treatment during the filming of the first movie. He highlights 2 emails that he sent the production team during development. From the emails, we can see that he was at least considered when the script was being written, but as he stresses, he had zero control over the film. From the beginning, he is opposed to aging the characters up from 12 to 17, making the point that if the characters are 17 out of the gate, the final prophecy of the series makes no sense because it involves the main character Percy turning 16. The second email, and arguably the more passive-aggressive of the 2, goes into detail about Riordan's view on the script. He begins with the things he likes, but then quickly turns around and explains how he overall disliked the script. He even went as far as to say that, if I were intentionally trying to sabotage this project, I doubt I could have done a better job than this. It's pretty harsh, right? But wholeheartedly deserved. Unlike the Harry Potter movies, which stuck fairly close to the original material, Fox completely rewrote the story. To say that audiences were not happy would be putting it mildly. But what were the missteps? First and foremost, in Harry Potter, the author was largely involved with the casting process, the writing, and even was on set from time to time. Riordan was completely shut out of the process. In the published emails, he gave constructive advice that would have made the film 10 times better, but it was largely ignored by the producers. Another misstep in the justification for aging up the characters was the desire to appeal to older audiences. The studio wanted to make this movie into a teen movie, and they accomplished this goal by making the story edgier, with a little more sex appeal and teen drama. But that isn't what the story is about. One reason Harry Potter worked so well is because the audience got to grow up with Harry, and the series got progressively darker as it went on. The Percy Jackson books do the same thing, but instead, the producers wanted to have a dark Twilight-esque teen drama from the beginning. The final, and most damning point, is that the plot on its own is weak. It is clear that the writing team doesn't know a thing about mythology. Take the scene in the underworld, for example. Persephone is shown to be in the underworld, which she is for 3 months out of the year, but that's during the winter. This movie clearly takes place during the summer, when, according to the mythos, she would have been in the overworld with her mother Demeter. And the pearls, which serve as the main driving force of the story, have absolutely no ground in Greek mythology at all. And if they intended to make this into a franchise, with Kronos as the main villain, where is his build-up? He's mentioned 1 time, in dialogue. Instead, all the blame is placed on Luke, who is a villain from the books. But Ares is the main villain of the first book, and he's completely left out of the plot. Well, that was a lot, but to sum things up, change isn't bad. There are simply some things that don't translate from a book to a movie. But Hollywood keeps missing the opportunities to appease book fans with these awful book adaptations. Abandoning the plot that was carefully crafted and then adored by fans is a sure way to alienate your audience. So, that is the fastest way to lose an audience.